Good morning, friends. Today, let us discuss about percentages. What is percent? Percent. Percent is coming from Latin. In Latin, cent is 100. What is percent? What is percentage? Percentage is per 100. I have got 90% marks. What does that mean? For in 100, I am getting 90 marks. If the exam is for 200, that means 90% means 180 marks. If the exam is for 1000 marks, then I have got 900 marks. Just to simplify everything, to bring everything into the base of 100, they have decided that we'll represent in terms of 100 because representing in terms of 100 is easier for everyone, whatever is the original base. Let's say the exam is for 350 marks, then it becomes very difficult, right? To say 297 or 300, whatsoever, right? So, for that, to represent everything easily, they have decided per 100 is a good measure. If it is less than 100, we'll scale it to 100. If it is greater than 100, we'll scale that down to 100. So percentage always means it is percent, means per 100. Right. If you have to convert that into fraction, what is fraction? Fraction is within 1. Right. What is half? Half means half of 1. Right. 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is half. But what does that mean? If it is 100 among 100, it is 50%. Right. 50%. If you have to convert percent to fraction, then you have to divide it by 100. 50% to fraction is 50 by 100. It becomes zero point 0.5 or 1 by 2. If you have to convert fraction to percent, then you have to multiply by 100. Right. Zero point 0.5. Zero point 0.5 is the fraction or 1 by 2 is the fraction. You have to convert that to percent. Zero point 0.5 into 100, which is 50%. Right. Please remember, whenever you're putting the symbol percent, it means it is always per 100. Right. This is very important topic. Percentages. This is very fundamental and very important. I picked some very good examples and most important examples, most important problems. I covered all the varieties of problems in this session. Like always, these problems they will cover all the concepts. Right. Then the only thing that is left is you doing more, more of practice. Right. If you do more practice, then that is sufficient for any exam. I'll cover all the basics. I'll cover all the different types of problems. I'll pick one problem from each category, from each type, wherever a different concept can be explored. Right. I have carefully picked up such problems. Then you have to practice. So mathematics is all about practice. The more you practice, the better you will be at. It is like any other skill, be it in music, be it in singing, be it in dancing. It is all about practice, right? So similarly, mathematics is also about practice. You should practice. Let us take some fundamental problems here. Okay. The price of commodity X increases by 40 paisa every year, while the price of commodity Y increases by 15 paisa every year. If in 1988 the price of commodity X was 4.2, that means 4 rupees 20 paise, and that of Y was 6 rupees 30 paise. In which year will the commodity X cost 40 paisa more than that of commodity? Right. So what we have to do? This is a simple algebra problem. Let's assume it takes n years for price for the commodity price X to suppress the price of Y by 40 paisa. Then what that it means? Price of X is starting in 1988 at 4 rupees 20 paisa. That means 420 paisa. 420 paisa plus every year 40 paisa is getting added. Plus 40 because 40 is given every year. 40 into n years it takes, let's say. This should be equal to this 630 paisa. 630 paisa was for Y. 630 paisa every year, how much is getting added? 15 paisa is getting added. So 9 into 15. This in n years, then the price of X should be 40 paisa more than price of Y. So 420 plus 40 into n should be equal to 40 plus 630 plus 15n. 630 plus 15n is Y is starting at 630 and within n years it will become 630 plus 15n. Right. So 60, 50, 40 n minus 15n, which is 25n, equal to 630 plus 40 minus 420, which is 250. Right. What does that mean? N is 10 years. Within 10 years, X will cross Y and will be 40 paisa higher than Y. This is a simple problem. Next. Mr. X, a businessman, had income in the year 1995 such that he earned a profit of 20% on his investment in the business. Okay. In the year 1996, his investment was less by 5,000, but still had the same income. Income is equal to investment plus profit as that in 1995. Then the profit percent earned in 1996. Thus, the profit percent earned in 1996 increased by 6%. What was his investment in 1995? Let us assume the investment in 1995 was X. Right. And what is he saying? He earned a profit of 20% on an investment in the business. In what is his 1996 investment? It is X minus 5,000, right? If 1995 investment was 5,000, 1996 is X minus 5,000. And what is he saying? What is the profit? What is the income if of at the end of 1995? What was originally what he has invested, that is X, plus whatever profit that he has got. Profit he has got is 20%. So the income of 1995 is X, original X, plus additional profit 12X. That is the original income. Right. Now he's saying in 1996 with lesser investment also he got the same profit. That means X minus 5,000, X minus 5,000 is the investment in 1996 is equal to income. He has got the same income, but the profit increased by 6%. 6% means earlier it was 20%, now it has become 26%. Right, the profit has become 26%. So X minus 5,000 into 1.26, right? X minus 2% into X minus 5,000 plus 1.26 times of plus 0.26 times of X minus 5,000. 26% is the profit, right? On this investment. So total income will become whatever was the investment plus whatever is the profit. Right. Here in this case, X into 0.2 plus 1, right? In this case, X minus 5,000 into 0.26 plus 1 because 6% higher. 6% higher means the profit is 0.26 into, right, 20% means 0.2. 20% into X is equal to 0.2 into X. We just discussed it. Whenever you want to convert from percent to fraction, it should be by 100. Okay. So the income of 1996 is what? Lesser investment, which is X minus 5,000 into 1.26 because 26% is the profit. If we simplify this, 1.2x will become 1.2x minus 6,300. 1.2x into 5,000, 6,300. What that becomes? X becomes 1,05,000. 1,05,000 is the investment. Okay, 1,05,000 is the investment in 1995. Cool. Next one. The strength of a school changes every year. It starts with 10% increase in 1 year and 10% decrease in the next year, and this continues. Okay, the school one year it is increasing, the strength is increasing, another year it is decreasing. Which of the following is definitely true about the strength of the school in 2001 as compared to that of 1976? Okay, when the school started, we don't know. Okay, 1 year it is increasing, 1 year it is decreasing. If last year it increased, this year it will decrease. If this year it increased, next year it will decrease. So, and he's asking about the strength between 2001 and 1996. Then, whether after 1996 has started increasing or decreasing, here it is given it increased between 1996 and 1997. That means 1997 and 1998 it will decrease. 98 to 99 it will increase. 99 to 2000 it will decrease. 2000 to 2001 it will increase. It goes on like this. Right. If it was 100, if it is 100 in 1996, what it will become in 1997? It increases, right? It increased here means 100 into 1.1, which is 110. If it was 100 in 1997, then and it decreased by 10%. What it will become in 1998? 100 into 0.9. 10% decrease means 1 minus 10% is equal to 1 minus 0.1. Right? 10% decrease means what is the remaining? 1 minus 10%, which is equal to 1 minus 0.1. That is 0.9 into 100. If it increased by 10% means 1 plus 10%, which is 1.1. 1.1 into something, right? So now it was started with x, let's say. Then by 1997, what it would have become? X into 1.1. This becomes at the end of this product will become at the end of 1997, whatever is the school strength. Then 1998, it is decreasing. What does that mean? This whatever 1997 into zero point 0.9. Right. That means x into 1.1 into 1.9 will become the population strength at the end of 1998. Similarly, at the end of 1999, what will happen? Whatever all of this, x into 1.1 into zero point 0.9 into 1.1, because it's again 10% increase. Similarly, 1 year it will be multiplied by 0.1, 1.1, another it is multiplied by 0.9. So 1997, 1999, 2001, it is increasing. So all 3 years it will be multiplied by 1.1. 1998 and 19 and 2000, both years it is decreasing. So they will be multiplied by zero point 0.9 and zero point 0.9. So what is the total strength at the end of 5 years? X into 1.1, 1.1, 1.1, which is 1.1 cube, zero point 0.9 into zero point 0.9, which is zero point 0.9 square. X into 1.1 cube into zero point 0.9 square, which is equal to 1.078x. Right. What does that mean? X has become 1.078x. What does that mean? 0.78 fraction is the growth, is the increase. 0.078. If I have to convert that into percent, what will you do? We'll do into 100. That means 7.8% is the growth. Right? Understood, guys? This is an easy problem. Just we should be careful. We should be able to write this equation correctly. Next one. A is equal to 10% of x, B is equal to 10% of y, C is equal to 10% of x plus 10% of y. That means A equal to 0.1x, B equal to 0.1y, C is equal to 10% of x, which is zero point 0.1 of 0.1x, which is zero point 0.1 square x, plus 10% of y. Sorry. Here what it is saying, C is equal to 10% of x plus 10% of y. 10% of x is equal to 10% of x plus 10% of y. So, which is equal to zero point 0.1 x plus zero point 0.1 y on the basis of above, which is equal to c is equal to a plus b then, right? A plus b. C is not 0.1 10% of a and 10% of b. C is equal to again 10% of x plus 10% of y. So what is it? C is equal to a plus b only. What we can say about a and b? So we are not told anything about a and b, right? We are just told c is equal to a plus b. We are not told any relation between x and y also, right? So we cannot say. If we are told something about x and y, then we would have established the relation between a and b. Here, all the information that is given is about a and b independently. Nothing else is given. So we cannot say anything about a and b relation, right? Next one. In a recent survey, 40% houses contained two or more people. Of those houses containing only one person, 25% were having only a male. What is the percent of all houses which contain exactly one female and no male? Exactly one female and no male. Okay. So this is another interesting problem. This is the reason why I have included these kind of problems, because they will test you on conceptual clarity. They are of different difficulty levels. Okay, I am not picked only straightforward problems. I have picked the problems where some bit of application is also needed. This kind of problem, it involves about Venn diagrams also. Right. So let's read. In a recent survey, 40% houses contain two or more people. What does that mean? 60% of the remain houses. 40% is this. That means 60% is all one person families only. Right. 40% has got two or more. What about the remaining remaining families will have only one person, right? If zero persons, that is not a house, right? So remaining 60 people, if there are 100 houses, 40 houses has two or more people, and 60 houses has one person only, right? That is what they are saying. Of those houses containing only one person, 25% are having only a male. Of the 60% houses, of those 60%, 25% are having only male. Let us say if 100 is the number of houses, then 60 houses, only one person. Of those 60, 25% of 60. That is 25% into 60%, right? Which is equal to 15%. 15% of overall, right? Of 100, 60 families are having only 1%. Of those 60, 25%. Of those 60, 25% means 100 total, in total 100, 15 families. 15 families are only male, right? What does that mean? Of 60 families, 15 are only male. What does that mean? Only female will be 45. Of the 60, only female will be only 45, right? Only male is 15, right? 25% of single person families. 25% of single family person families, 25% of 60%, which is 15%. Then remaining would be female families, right? So remaining 75% will be single female. That means 75% of 60, which is equal to 45. Right. So total is 60. Remaining 40% has got what male and female or whatsoever, we don't know. Okay. Let's take another problem. 3x plus 7 is equal to x square plus m is equal to 7x plus 5. What is the value of 120% of m? 120% of m means 1 to 1.2 into m. Right. Now what it is given? 3x plus 7 is equal to x square plus m equal to 7x plus 5. Let's forget about the middle one. We'll solve 3x plus 7 equal to 7x plus 5. 3x plus 7 equal to 7x plus 5. What does that mean? 4x equal to 7 minus 5 to x equal to 0.5. Let's substitute x equal to 0.5 in first two equations. 3 into 0.5 plus 7 is equal to 0.5 square plus m. What does that mean? If we solve this, 1.5 plus 7 is equal to um, 0.25 square plus m, which means m is equal to 8.25. What it is saying? 120% of m. That means 1.2 times of m. 1.2 times of 8.25, which is equal to 9.9. This is also an easy problem, right? G1 bought an article with 30% discount on the labeled price. He sold the article with 12% profit on the labeled price. What was his profit percent? Percentage profit on the price he bought. Labeled price is what? We don't know, but it doesn't matter. What is the cost price? Cost price is 30% discount. That means he paid 70% of the label price. That means cost price is equal to zero point 0.7 into L. L is the label price. What is the selling price? He sold 12% profit on the labeled price. If labeled price is 100, he would have sold for 112 rupees. That means 1.12 into 100. Here, let's assume L. What that means? He would have sold it for 1.12 into L. What is the profit percent? Profit percent is selling price minus cost price by cost price into 100. 1.12 L minus 0.7 L by zero point 0.7 into 100. Right? What that becomes? It becomes 60% because so 0.42 L by zero point 0.7. Right? 42 by 7. 420 by 7 is equal to 60%. Right? He has got 60% profit with this kind of purchase. Now, a petrol pump owner mixed leaded and unleaded petrol in such a way that mixture contains 10% unleaded petrol. The mixture has got 10% unleaded petrol. What quantity of leaded petrol should be added to add to 1 liter mixture so that the percentage of unleaded petrol will become 5%? Earlier it is 10%. Remaining it doesn't matter. 10% if it is 1 liter mixture. Now if it has to become 5%, then obviously the 1 liter should become 2 liters. So what is the other one that has to be added? One more liter they have to add to make it 5%, right? This has to become half. That means one more liter should get added. That should become double, right? 10% was the original concentration. If it has to become 5%, the denominator should become double. So we have to add one more liter. That is simple. We don't need to do any other calculation. Right? This is such an simple problem. Now, of out of a total 85 children playing badminton or table tennis or both, total number of girls in the group is 70% of the total number of boys in the group. There are total 85 children. Okay, 85 children, total number of girls is 70%. Right? B plus G is equal to, let's say B is boys, G is girls. B plus G is equal to 85%. And the number of girls is 70% of number of boys. G is equal to zero point 0.7 into boys. Okay. So 0 0.7 boys plus 0.7 B plus B will equal to 85. That means 1.7 B equal to 85. B is equal to 50. Number of boys is 50. Number of girls is 35. Total is 85. So far, very good. We have figured out what is the number of boys, number of girls. Number of boys playing only badminton is 50% of number of boys. Boys playing only badminton is what? 50% of number of boys. That means 50% of 50, which is 25. The number of boys playing only badminton. Okay. Then what is saying? Number of boys playing badminton is 60% of number of boys. Number of boys playing 60% boys playing badminton. That is 60% of total. 60% of total boys is zero point 0.6 into 50, which is equal to 30. Right. These players, 25 players are only playing badminton, 25 boys, 30 boys are playing badminton. That means they must be playing, remaining people must be playing table tennis also. Okay. What is it saying? Number of children playing only table tennis is 40% of the total number of children. Total number of children is 85. 40% of 85 is 34. These children are playing only table tennis. Okay. Total is 85. 85 people, of 85 people, 34 people are only playing table tennis. Right. And what is saying number of children and total number of children and a total of 12 children play badminton and table tennis both. Right. 12 children play badminton and table tennis both. So then of 85, of 85, 34 are playing only TT and 12 are playing TT and badminton. Right. So what does that mean? The remaining 60%, remaining 60% are playing only badminton or badminton and TT, right? 40% are playing only TT. What does that mean? Remaining 60%, they are playing only badminton or both badminton and TT. What is that? What is that? Zero point 0.6 into 85, or we can say 85 minus 34, which is equal to 51, right? This 51 are playing only badminton or both badminton and TT together. Now, 12 children play both TT and badminton. What does that mean? Only badminton people are 51 minus 12, which is equal to 39. 39 children are playing only badminton because 12 are already playing badminton and TT, right? Now, of this 39, girls, boys playing, of these people, these 39 children are the ones who are playing only badminton. And of these boys, we know boys are how many? Boys playing only badminton is 25. That means how many girls are there who are playing only badminton? This 39 minus 25, which is equal to 14. See, this is very important problem. You should understand the relations very clearly. Right. The Venn diagrams, how to draw Venn diagrams and all. Here it is not even so complex. That's why I did not even draw a Venn diagram. Right. So please understand. So the problem is very good. Please go through this once again if you have any doubts. Or otherwise, you can always message me. I will help you with the understanding. Right. When the price of a product was increased by 15%, the number sold was decreased by 20%. What was the net effect? Okay, he increased the product. Obviously, the sales have gone down. Now, is it better or is it worse than the previous scenario? Right. Let us assume original price and sales be P and C at the original price. Now price increased by 15%. What was that mean? New price is 1.15 into P. Then number sales decreased by 20%. What does that mean? New sales is equal to zero point 0.8 into S. What that is? 1 minus 20%. 1 minus zero point 0.2 into S. Right. That means new sales is 1.15 P into 0.8 S. That is equal to 0.92 PS. Earlier was PS. Now it is 0.92 PS. What does that mean? 8% reduction, right? 0.08 is reduced. Sales have reduced. That means 8% reduction. 0.08 into 100, 8% reduction. So there is a net loss. Right? The price was increased, the sales have gone down, which is a net loss for him. A speaks truth, 75%. Okay. A speaks truth. A speaks truth in 75% and B in 80% cases. So is none of them speak truth always. A speaks truth in 75% cases, and false in 25% cases. B speaks truth in 80% cases and lies in 20% cases. Okay, in what percent of cases are they likely to contradict each other when narrating the same incident? Very good. This is very interesting problem, right? So please understand carefully. A speaks truth or A speaks false. 0.75 times A will speak truth and 0.25 times A will speak false, right? 0.75 is A's truth and 0.25 is A's false. A's lies. Right. Now, whenever A is telling truth, B can either tell truth or B can also lie. Right. B can also tell true or B can also lie. Right. Similarly, when A is telling false, B can tell true or B can tell false. Right. So, what is the probability of A and B telling true together? 0.75 into zero point 0.8. Right. And similarly, A is telling truth and B is telling false is 0.75 into A is telling truth. That is, A is 0.75 into B is telling false. B false is zero point 0.2 because A is generally 80% true, right? Zero point 0.2. Similarly, A is telling false. A is telling false. A is telling false is 0.25. And B is telling truth. B is telling truth is 80%. 0.25 into zero point 0.8. And A is false. A is false is 25%. 100 minus 75. 25 into 0.25 into B is telling false. Zero point 0.2. Right. 0.25 into 2. So the matrix will become 0.7 into zero point 0.5. This is zero point 0.6. Then 0.15, 0.2, and 0.05. All of this should become 1. Okay, the total of zero point 0.6 plus zero point 0.2 plus 0.15 plus 0.05 will become 0.6 plus 0.6 plus these two will again 0.2, 0.6 plus 0.2 plus again 0.2, which is equal to 1. Right. In these cases, in this case, A is also telling true, B is also telling true, so there will not be any contradiction. In this case, A is also telling false, B is also telling false, so both will be equal false, both will be equal lies, so there is also no contradiction. But in this case, one is telling true, another is telling false. A is telling false here, and B is telling true. A is telling true here, B is telling false. So this zero point 0.2 plus 0.15, 0.35 cases is the problem. 0.35 in 1. What does that mean? In 100, it is 35% cases. Right. 35% cases, they will contradict each other. Next. When the price of sugar was increased by 32%, a family reduced its consumption in such a way that expenditure on sugar was only 10% more than before. If 30 kgs was consumed per month before, find the new monthly consumption. Okay, earlier sugar expenditure, let's say, because 30 kgs they were consuming. And let's assume X is the earlier price of sugar. So what was the expense earlier? 30 kgs into X. 30x, right? That was the earlier expenditure. Now, what is the new expenditure? New expenditure is price has become 1.32x, right? X was earlier price has become 1.32x into we don't know what is the consumption. Let's assume what is the consumption. The consumption is y. Okay, this is equal to what is saying expenditure on sugar was only 1.10% more than before. What was the earlier experience? Earlier expenditure 30x. This should be 30x into 1.1, right? 10% more than the earlier expenditure. So 30x into 1.1. 1.32 into x into y equal to 30 into x into 1.1. X and x will get cancelled. Y is equal to 30 into 1.1 by 1.32. Right. 30 into 1.1 by 1.32, which becomes y is equal to 25. This is 1.32. 30 into 1.1 by 1.32, which means y equal to 25. Y 25. What is y? New consumption. Okay. Earlier they were consuming 30 kilos. Now they have reduced it to 25 kilos. Right. Still, their expenses have increased by 10%. Next. A number is increased by 11% and then reduced by 10%. After these operations, the number is very good. Let's assume the earlier number was x, then x into 1.1 it has increased and then reduced totally into 0.9, which becomes 11 into 0.9. 1.1 into 0.9, which is 11 into 9, which is 99, right? 0.99x, right? Then what does that mean? 0.99x is equal is 0.01 lesser than x, right? That means 1% lesser than x. So the number has actually decreased by 1% than the original number. The answer is B. Right. Hope you understood all these problems. Please keep practicing. This I'm trying to cover the different varieties of problems on percentages. I will cover on all topics. If you have any doubts on any topic, please comment and then we will discuss in detail. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.